Hey there, I'm Zarryah. I help Christian moms grow closer to Jesus while raising their little ones with love, patience, and faith. Motherhood isn't always easy, but with Christ at the center, we can find joy in the journey. If you're new here, I'd love for you to subscribe and join this amazing community of faith-filled mothers. And if you're returning, welcome back. I'm so grateful to have you here. So, let's hop right into this video. Have you ever tried to open up and ended up feeling more broken than healed? Or maybe you wanted to let someone in but didn't know how to do it without disappointment and fear and shame and eventually regret. Vulnerability is hard, but when we let God lead the way, it becomes a powerful tool. Today, I'm walking you through how to open up biblically. These steps I've personally used. I've walked through them with joy, confusion, disappointment, and deep healing. So let's dive in. So the first thing that you want to do is pray first, always, and everything. Pray to the Lord. Before you talk to anyone, talk to God, seriously. I've learned the hard way that nothing good comes from rushing ahead of God. Like, there's been times in my life where I was so excited about a new friendship. I'd be on fire, I'd be laughing, we'll be vibing, I'd be sharing TMI, way too much information. But I never asked God about this relationship first. And sure enough, when things didn't go how I imagined, the disappointment hit hard. And I know somebody has been through that too. But I also remember times where I did pray, when I was unsure, when I was confused. I brought my joy, my sadness, and everything to Him. And even if I didn't get an immediate answer, I knew I wasn't doing everything alone. I think sometimes in life, we think that we don't have to be vulnerable with God because He already knows everything, but that's not true. Like, we are supposed to come to God with our problems, good, bad, horrible, scary, everything. We're supposed to come to Him. Yes, He already knows it. We know that God knows everything, but He still wants us to come to Him, to admit things to Him, to ask Him. It's like if you're a mom and you have a child and sometimes, when we sit back and we just watch our kids and we don't say nothing and we just, there's times like we see them struggling with something, but we're watching them. We're trying to see if they're going to get through it or if they're going to ask for help, or the opposite. We see them being nice to one of their siblings or something. As parents, sometimes we just sit back and we watch our kids, and sometimes we wait for them to come and ask us to help them. Obviously, at some point we are going to help them if they don't ask. But still, we want them to come to us and ask for help. That is how God is in some way, shape, or form. Okay? Not 100%, but in some way, shape, or form, that is how God is. So Philippians 4:6, do not be anxious about anything. And I love that part, anything, like anything. Don't be anxious, don't be scared, don't be worried about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've been walking in this verse for some years. I knew it, but I think today is the first day where it's like, that Bible verse, it actually works. Like, forever. I'm sorry. It's like that Bible verse actually works. Like, I'm going off a little topic here, but I've been on this journey of really thanking God for everything and asking God for everything. And when I tell you, like, God He really does answer our prayers, and He really does care. Like, I will ask God for the tiniest things, like stuff that don't even seem important. But I will ask him for the smallest things, and he will give them to me. And I'll just be like, you love me. You care about me so deeply. Like, and it would just make me so happy. And it's like, but yes. So, and everything, bring it to God first. That is number one. And I stand on that for everything in life. Talk to God first. Okay, so the second tip that I have for you guys is to wait on him. That one there. That one there can get a little rough. I know it's hard. I used to pray and then immediately try to make it happen. Like, okay, God, I prayed. Now let's go fix it. Let's go work things out. Let's go do what we want to do. But waiting is where we show our trust and our faith. What is faith? Faith is the hope in things unseen. So this is where we strengthen our faith in God. And I know it can be hard. It can be so hard. But God's answer may not come today. It might not come how we expect it. But it will come. It will. It really will. So I've jumped into things before just because they looked like a great opportunity. There was connections, there was conversations, little partnerships being made, but I didn't wait for God's confirmation. And every single time I ended up exhausted, confused, and hurt. We can talk about that, but wait on the Lord, be strong, and let your heart take courage. Psalm 27:14. I think in every video, I'm gonna say this has been something God has been working on me with, because it be true most of the time. It really do. Like, it's crazy. I have been like, when I tell you I've been like a prayer warrior lately, praying for everything. And God has just been like, and I've been in my Bible, I've been in my word, I've been in communication with God. And it's crazy. Like, I really do see him working in me. Like, you know how when you're a kid and you think you know everything, and then you turn 21, 22, not even 18, but like 21, 22, and your brain just shifts. And like, it's like you hit a maturity that you didn't even know you didn't even know nothing about it because you was a kid. I feel like that's happening all over again. So I'm 27. I always forget my age because I have 4 kids and I remember everything about them and I forget everything about myself. I'm working on it. I'm 27 and I feel that all over again. Like, I feel like I'm walking into a new maturity, like I'm walking into womanhood. I guess it's just that like pre-30s or something. I don't know. I have no idea. But I really feel like God just working in me in all areas of life. It's amazing. And going off on another side note here, there was a video I watched by Priscilla. I love her. I love Priscilla. And it was about God being the God of second chances. And I didn't watch the whole thing, but because I didn't have time to, but I watched enough to know that God wanted me to hear that. And I just thank him so much for showing me that. And because, like I said, like, I feel like, you know, I feel like I'm getting a second chance at a lot of different things. And I thank God so much for blessing me with another opportunity to do right with the life he has given me. So, yeah, we went off on the side note, but we're gonna hop back in. Okay, step 3, trust his process. It may not make sense right now. You might feel like, God, I prayed, I waited, nothing's happening, what's going on? But trust me when I tell you, God is working. There are prayers that I prayed years ago, months ago, weeks ago, hours ago. We're not gonna go that much, but even still, that is actually true. Hours ago, and But we're going to talk about the far distance ones because it'll make more sense. But there are prayers that I have prayed years ago, months ago, weeks ago, and I forgot about them. But God did it. And something that happened, and it'll make me remember the prayer that I prayed a while ago that I forgot about. And I'll just be like, wow. Like, no wonder why this happened. No wonder why that happened. No wonder why this happened. And it will all make sense after a while, because it's like, God really do work behind the scenes. Like, when you think God don't hear your prayers, he really does. Like, he's here. He's listening. He's here right now. He's listening to me right now. God is here. God is working. He may be silent. And sometimes silence is an answer. I'm starting to learn that one. I'm starting to learn that one too, because I asked God something today, and he already gave me the answer, but I didn't want to accept the answer. Forgive me, Lord. It's true. He knows. I didn't want to accept the answer. I asked him again. And it was complete silence. And I was just like, all right, fine. Okay. So yeah, sometimes silence is an answer. Sometimes no can be protection. And sometimes the open door just isn't ready yet. But trust anyway. Trust him. And like I said, faith. It is the hope in things unseen. So trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs 3:5. Now, the fourth step that I have for you guys is to analyze your circle with biblical lenses. Now, this step right here is so important, in my opinion. When we open up, we have to be careful to who we're opening up to. Ask God, do you want this person in my life? Am I pouring into them, or are they pouring into me? Did you even place this relationship in my life? I used to think that just because someone was nice or funny or godly sounding godly sounding. We're going to say godly sounding. That they were meant to be close, someone close to me. And when I looked through biblical lenses, I started seeing red flags that I ignored before or straight up just didn't see before. Not everyone has the spiritual maturity to carry your heart. And that's all right. But we have to ask ourselves, will this person help me run my race towards Christ or distract me from it? And we got to ask that stuff about ourselves too, because sometimes we're the problem. And let's just be honest. I've been there. I've been on that end of the spectrum. So do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. 1 Corinthians 15:3. I think that was enough said. Step 5. Strengthen what's good and let go of what's not. Once you know what God wants in your life, invest in it. Pour into those good relationships. Be vulnerable. Open up with people that God shows you who are safe. And if God tells you to release someone, listen. There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. There's a time to embrace, and there's a time to refrain from embracing. Ecclesiastes 3:1-5. Sometimes walking away isn't rejection, it's obedience. And I think something in society that people kind of get confused about is that walking away, or no, I'm not going to say walking away, but the end of a relationship meant that it wasn't good for you. That's not always the case. Sometimes it is, don't get me wrong, and God will let you know if that's the reason. But sometimes people come in our life for good, to add to us, we add to them, and then they go. And I had to learn this the hard way recently, and it broke my heart, but I saw the fruit in this relationship. I saw the fruit in this relationship. I had a really good Christian mom friend who, this lady was on fire for Jesus. Like, she came and she taught me so many things that I prayed about, and other things. Like, she was one of those women that was not afraid to talk about God no matter where she was at. And I was recently praying that I want to talk more about you openly to strangers. And this lady walked in my life, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like, oh my gosh. So yeah, and recently she moved to a completely different state, and it really sucked because she was a really great friend. She taught me a lot. I feel like she had poured into me way more than I poured into her, but we had a great conversation after she left. And she told me that there was some things that I did teach her, or you know, through obedience, God allowed her to see and to learn and whatnot. And that made me so happy. Like, I did not know. Like, sometimes you don't even know what you're bringing to the table. Because honestly, I didn't think I brought much to that. Because every time I talked to her, it was always about deep advice, you know, and deep spiritual help. And yeah, I didn't think I was bringing much to that relationship, but she showed me that, yeah, I was. And I don't know the point of me saying all of that, but I pray that you find something in that. Okay. So yeah. Sometimes walking away isn't rejection, it's obedience. And yeah, you know, there's a season for everything. There's a season for everything. There's a season for friendship, and there's a season to be alone. There's a season for everything. So vulnerability is a journey, and it's not about exposing yourself to people. It's about surrendering yourself to God. When He leads the way, opening up becomes less scary and more sacred. If this video blessed you, give it a like and share it with a friend who needs it, or a mom friend who needs it. Comment below if you're in a season of opening up and need prayer. I'd love to pray for you. And don't forget to subscribe for more faith-filled videos like this. Until next time, bye.